So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you episode number 3 of our Liverpool career mode here on FIFA 19. I bring you some early gameplay and early career mode here on the new game, courtesy of EA and the Gamechangers program. Once again, massive thank you to EA for that one and for making this video possible. Today, obviously, we're jumping straight back into some Liverpool action, and I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for the support on this series so far. It's actually been ridiculous. I'm all for it, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been a bit more than I was expecting, to be honest, so really do appreciate it, guys, and it means the world to me. Today we're going to be carrying on with our Champions League campaign, getting through some more Premier League action, and getting quite far into the season. I mean, I think we'll be in November at the end of this episode. In the background, you can see me just sorting out the dynamic tactics there, changing what our formation, what our shape will be when we go to ultra defensive. If you don't know already on this game, you can change the formation and etc. so that when you go into attacking or ultra attacking, the AI or your AI team will carry out specific tactics and go to specific formations. So I've been playing around with that one a little bit on this game, and hopefully it'll help us going into this Belenenses game, though I don't think we'll necessarily need ultra defensive at this point with 2 goals up. Alexander-Arnold and Oxlade-Chamberlain bringing it home for the double barrel name boys, getting us 2 goals in the first half. Viktor Zygankov, of course, the man we signed last episode from Ukrainian side Dynamo Kiev, got his first goal for the club, and then his second shortly afterwards, grabbing himself a brace. I had high hopes for this kid, and we haven't seen much of him in terms of play games, but he seems to be making a difference in the sims at the moment. Forgetting about a sim for now and jumping into some played games, the first one is going to be a Premier League tie up against the reigning champions Manchester City, and this is a real test because it's a test of how the AI are going to operate on this game. Are we still going to have a situation where the big teams are too easy and the small teams are too hard? Well, we'll have to wait and see. It was us with the first shot of anger in the game. Hussein there with a shot, but a simple save for Ederson. City though going forward with De Bruyne, and thankfully for us, the ball flashes just past the far post there in the 9th minute. The resultant goal kick, we've given the ball away though there to Leroy Sané. City on the ball now with Sergio Aguero, back out wide to the German Leroy Sané. He's got men in the middle, one of them is De Bruyne, and he rifles the ball into the back of the net, and we are punished for our stupid mistake trying to play the ball out from the back. It's something that's caught us out really in real life, and now finally has caught us out on the game. You can't really be affording to give City chances like that and just gift them opportunities such as that one there. We found ourselves 1-0 down. We almost went back into to level pegging, I guess, with City grabbing an own goal there, but unfortunately for us, the ball blazes just over the bar after the cross from Hussein was cut out. Still going forward though into the 22nd minute, and Fekir has missed a great opportunity. Nabil has been so good in front of goal, but that really should have been one. He hits the post, and unfortunately was still behind. Ederson though almost gifting us an opportunity, but he manages to smother Roberto Firmino, and after we give away a goal thanks to a mistake, City now looking slightly more on edge. Right towards the end of the first half, Leroy Sané again causing issues down the left-hand side. Back to Aguero, now into De Bruyne, and what a goal that is. In fact, it's not De Bruyne, sorry, it's Christian Eriksen, the man they've clearly signed from Tottenham, in this save. And 2 minutes before the break, we concede a crucial goal that is going to change the team talks quite drastically. At least we were still in the game at this point. Now, it's quite an ask to get back into it. Van Dijk loses his man, and Christian Eriksen is there after the great pick out from Sergio Aguero. And we're now 2 goals behind, and City now, I think they've got the momentum, to be honest with you. They look as if they might be a bit relentless. Alisson there with the save, but we give the ball away again, this time with Hummels into Aguero, and oh, Jesus Lord, what a finish that is from Sergio Aguero. That is utterly disgraceful from the Argentine, and we are now 3 goals behind, and at this point, well, City feel like City is what I will say. The AI feel like a challenge. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is borderline illegal. I don't think I've ever seen someone rifle the ball into the top corner like that. Outside of the boot as well. Alisson might as well have just packed up and gone for chips. There was no way he was getting anywhere near that. And we now find ourselves 3 goals down. We're still not giving up though. Mo Salah is away down the right-hand side, and he has used the outside of his left foot to find the back of the net and at least give us what seems like a consolation for now. It might be a route back into the game if we can score again in the next 10 minutes, because there's still half an hour of this one to go. But it is now at least 3-1, and I think we deserved a goal in this game. We had some decent chances with Firmino, and then obviously Fekir with that big chance earlier on hitting the post. This game could have been very different if he'd have actually scored that opportunity. Speaking of goals though, it is the 6th for the season for Mo Salah in the 63rd minute, all the way into the 88th. Alisson punching a cross clear, and Christian Eriksen gets on the end of it, and City are playing carnival football, scoring goals when they want, scoring stunners when they want. Eriksen bags a second of the game, and the Dane has put us to the sword. We're 4-1 down at home. The Anfield faithful are going to be extremely disappointed with this result and with this performance, but to be honest with you, City have just been sick. And I'm not going to lie, it's quite refreshing. For anyone who was wondering about the AI on FIFA 19, consider this an example. They are a lot more difficult in a way that's nice, because it's the big teams that are more difficult. Like before, it was the small teams that would beat you. City feel like Manchester City now, and some of the goals they're scoring are utterly ridiculous. From the kickoff, again, we're still not giving up. Into injury time, Firmino finds Fekir out wide to Salah again, and it's pretty much an identical goal to his first. The Egyptian grabs a brace. It's not really going to matter. It's the definition of a consolation goal, but it's still something that himself, Nabil Fekir, and Trent Alexander-Arnold over in the corner can clearly get excited about. That, though, is the end of the game, and it is a 4-2 beating from Manchester City, and a very, very tough day at the office. Not for Pep Guardiola. He's had a very easy time of things, but unfortunately for us, it's a slapping. It's a slapping in the Premier League, and some of the goals were utterly disgraceful from City. But you know what? I like it. I actually like it. I want to be beaten every now and again, and a lot of people are having issues with the AI being too easy on FIFA 18. They attack a lot more, on FIFA 19, and they're also a lot more difficult. That loss now sees us 6 points behind top of the table, which is interestingly Everton on 22 points. Our Merseyside rivals are currently having the best start they've ever had, I imagine, in the Premier League, and find themselves at the peak of the Premier League table. A little bit of training there, so I think Joe Gomez go up by an overall, but Virgil van Dijk, in other news, has got injured on international duty. Sprained ankle means he's out for 9 days, including this next game here against Huddersfield Town. So in to replace him is Benjamin Pavard at centre-back. Alexander-Arnold, Hummels and Robertson join him in the back four. Not the greatest start to the game, as the Dane Billing gets himself on the score sheet for Huddersfield, but Nabil Fekir equalises just 2 minutes later. It's 1-1 at the break, and the game is very much in the balance. We'll be hoping to win this one, really. Even though we are away in a sim, we should be beating teams like Huddersfield if we're going to challenge for the title. But alas, that is not how it goes. The points are once again shared, and that's yet another draw in a game we should be winning in this series so far. Back into training, some more good news after Joe Gomez went up. His counterpart Trent Alexander-Arnold is now up to an 80 overall as well, so nice to see those youngsters in defence going up at the moment. Now next up, I imagine, is quite a controversial sim, because we're at home against Atletico Madrid, and this is quite an important game realistically in the Champions League. It's our third of the group stages, and it's obviously against the top seed in the group, so you'd expect me to play it. The reason I'm not is because we're going to be playing the away fixture later on in the episode, and I thought I'd have much more of a chance in a sim at home against Atletico than away. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that way. We're losing 2-1 at the moment. Fabinho gave us the lead, but Griezmann equalised from the penalty spot. However, Mo Salah is able to cancel out the Hernandez goal just 2 minutes from time, and we do at least grab a pretty good draw actually at home. We can now try and go and win away from home against Atletico in a played game in a little moment. Outside of the transfer window, but it doesn't mean that transfers can't happen or can't be agreed. Nathaniel Klein, again controversially, is off on his way to Manchester United, but he's not really a player I need, and it's a lot of money that we can welcome in to bring in someone new in January. So no real issues there. Trent Alexander-Arnold is still our main right back. Gomez can play there, and we also have Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who we signed from Crystal Palace in the summer. In the background, you're seeing a sim, and after a very disappointing draw in the league against Huddersfield Town, we need a win against Cardiff really at home. We're playing our second string side, but it should still comfortably be enough to win the game, but unfortunately for us, it is not. A 0-0 draw, pretty characteristic of Cardiff City in real life. They're very good at defending, they don't score very often, and that was the case in that game. At 0-0, and yet more points dropped to our title rivals at the moment, Everton. Grujic has been sold, which is quite nice. He is added to the list of players out of the door, along with Nathaniel Klein, another player that we don't particularly need in this series, and welcome welcoming the extra money injected into the transfer budget. In the background, yet another sim before we play that game against Atletico. We are at Arsenal for this one at the Emirates, and it's a very, very fascinating game. Already 2-2 thanks to goals from Mane, Lacazette, Ozil and Nabil Fekir. 4 goals inside the first 50 minutes of the game. We are let off the hook by a Lacazette missed penalty with 10 minutes of the game to go, and it's yet another draw. Have we even, we obviously lost against City, but our Premier League form is awful at the moment. That's 3 draws in a row, of course, surrounding a draw in the Champions League against the side we're about to face now, Atletico Madrid. Now, this game really is a bit of a must-win if we're going to win the group. In fact, it is a must-win if we're going to win the group. If we don't win this game, it's going to be difficult because we're going to be relying on Shakhtar and we're going to be relying on Portuguese side Belenenses. So if we want to keep it in our hands, we need to come away from home and beat Atletico Madrid in their own backyard. Once again, obviously, the official Champions League graphics and all that sort of thing, and it's us going forward. First of all, Sadio Mane playing it out wide to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Shot is blocked, and Firmino with the acrobatic shot puts it over the bar, and it's my fault. It's the timed finishing, which is new for the game, but obviously for me it's going to be really difficult to get used to because whenever the ball comes to me I always spam B, and in this instance that means you get a badly timed shot, and that's where the ball went over the bar, which is a massive shame. Meanwhile, Atletico are coming forward. Diego Costa with the header, and it's ended up in the back of the net after hitting the crossbar and bouncing off Alisson, who, it is fair to say, is having a difficult start to life at Liverpool in this career mode save. He was at fault for a goal against Shakhtar Donetsk. He's conceded 4 against Manchester City, and now he's got an own goal to his name here against Atletico. It's very unfortunate, but it's a header from a long way out. You know, ideally you want your goalkeeper to be saving that rather than putting the ball in his own net. So 1-0 down where we really need to be winning this game. Mo Salah's trying to make things happen all on his own, but it's a very, very simple save for Jan Oblak. We're coming forward again though now with Sadio Mane into Fekir, and now played over to Mo Salah down the right-hand side. He's got the opportunity, but it's saved again by Oblak. That was a much bigger opportunity, and one that should have ended in a goal there in the 38th minute. Denied though by the Atletico goalkeeper. That was a huge chance. Coming forward into the 44th minute, Fekir into Firmino, goes past the defender and puts it the other side of Jan Oblak. Really nice composure from Firmino to get past the defender. Set up, I think, there by Fekir and Salah, and finished off by the Brazilian. And we're back level right on the edge of half-time. Fekir with the pass. Firmino gets a little bit of luck with the bounce off El Cid Hazai, the Atletico right back, who I think they brought in from Napoli, but he did at least manage to finish off the opportunity. And now we are in the ascendancy as Firmino puts in another shot. This time it's saved by Oblak down low at his near post into the second half. So still 1-1, but we definitely got the momentum in this game. We're creating all the chances. Mo Salah now on the ball, cuts inside with the McGeady spin, saved by Oblak, and for goodness sake, the rebound is put wide. Another huge opportunity for us in this game, and Mo Salah really should have a goal to his name. His finishing's been very poor in this one. Big mistake there has led to a shot from Antoine Griezmann. Very speculative from the Frenchman there, flicking the ball up and volleying it, but a good save from Alisson denies what would have been an absolute wonder goal. Griezmann going forward, and Rodri has been found by Diego Costa, and Atletico have got that sucker punch goal after all of the chances we had during the course of this game. Griezmann with the ball in, first time Diego Costa into Rodri, and it is 2-1. Alisson beaten at his near post, but there was far too much power on the shot from the Atletico midfielder, and we're 2-1 down, and we really ideally need 2 goals if we're going to win this group. We can still go through comfortably as long as we beat Shakhtar and Belenenses, but it's going to be difficult to win the group from now, and the referee might well have ended our hopes of getting back into this one at all, because he's given a very interesting, let's say, penalty against Matt Hummels, who just merely blocked a cross and was penalised for it. Antoine Griezmann blasts in the penalty, and that is game, set, a match. 3-1 to Atletico Madrid. We're not going to come back from a 2-goal lead with 3 minutes to go, and the Spanish side are victorious at home. That will pretty much end our hopes of winning the group, realistically. realistically, unless there's a real shock for Atletico and they go down against Belenenses or Shakhtar Donetsk. But big shame there, because I think we had the firepower and the chances to win that game. Nabil Fekir was still man of the match despite being on the losing side, but very, very interesting penalty decision. I think the referee very much got that one wrong. Regardless of that though, we need to put it in the past and focus back onto our pretty poor actual domestic form. We face Fulham here at home in a sim. Fabinho gave us the lead there with a penalty, and the unlikely source of Andrew Robertson, the Scotsman, managed to double our lead. Fabinho got a second penalty and missed it, but alas, it didn't really mean all that much. 5 minutes later, Firmino grabbed his goal. Robertson then scored again to score probably the only brace of his entire career, and at least made it 4-0. Very respectable win there, and a very, very emphatic one. It's what we needed really going forward in the table, and also just for our own confidence as well. 12 games gone, we sit on 22 points in P4, behind an incredible top 3, currently occupied by Everton, who are 4 points clear with a game in hand, ahead of Southampton and West Ham. So a very topsy-turvy Premier League table as things stand, and you'll have to wait and see whether we can fully get amongst it against these sides that you would usually expect to be fighting for mid-table football or maybe pushing for Europa League spots. So it's nice to see these guys getting amongst the title contention, if you like, and the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal nowhere to be seen. That though is going to be it for today's episode of the Liverpool Career Mode here on FIFA 19. Tune in again tomorrow for episode number 4, because this series is going to be daily. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to slap a like on it, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's that big red button under the video, and it really helps me out, so would massively appreciate if you went ahead and pressed that. But apart from that, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.